Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest 8-second gaming, and in today's video we are going to be talking about how to defeat third parties. Third parties have to be one of the most annoying things in Apex, and it's definitely one of the things that holds a lot of people back in their rank climbs. You take what you think is a good fight, and then by the time that you're finishing it, then there's another team that's just running at you, and maybe there's another team that's running at them, and it's just fourth party, fifth party, sixth party. It can happen, and it sets a lot of people back. It can be frustrating, but today, don't worry, I've got you covered. Now, before we actually hop into this, if you guys enjoy this video and you find it useful, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help my channel. And also, if you want to see some of my gameplay live, I am streaming again over on Twitch TV/8second gaming. The link to that will be in the description. So you can go over there, talk to me, ask me some questions, get some live feedback, and I really appreciate some new faces. But with that covered, let's hop into the video. Now, in this opening part, we are going to be talking about how to end a fight early. Because one of the things that you need to understand with actually defeating third parties is how to not get third partied in the first place. And that is by being able to finish a fight fast enough. You have to be able to get the team that you are fighting down within a reasonable amount of time. And if you aren't able to do that, then you do have to learn how to back out of fights. Now, this fight here, it does look like we do end it quickly. I am going to kind of movie magic this a little bit. This is a little bit of a longer fight than it should be because, as you can see, Zone 3 has closed and it's 9 seconds until this is starting to close now. So teams are going to have to make their way through here. And right now we are in countdown. So teams are going to have to move through us basically, because if there's a team coming from staging or landslide, really their only option is to travel up here or travel through here. Now, with the area that we are fighting in, that is a high traffic area. This has so many chokes and so many ways that teams can come through here, and this is just not a good spot to be fighting in if you are fighting for an extended amount of time. Unfortunately for us, we kind of have to fight here because earlier in the game, there was teams over here and there was a team over here. So we kind of got forced into this area and we're basically having to fight here. Now, having to fight in these situations isn't the worst thing in the world. And if you're in these situations, you can definitely make this work because we make this work. But when you're in these situations, you have to understand going into it, you need to end these fights quickly. So as we're fighting this, all you should be thinking is we need to end this as fast as we possibly can. That's why I'm grabbing some grenades here and I'm trying to kind of flush these guys out of their head glitch, because right now they're not in the danger per se, because if a team is going to rotate in and a team is going to third party, it's going to happen to us first because of how this kind of is laid out for the building. It's going to be a lot harder for a team to move over here and third party them in this position, but it's a lot easier for a team to rotate behind us and third party us. So we have to understand that, and going into this, you have to know that if you're in this situation. But with these grenades, we are able to kind of also force these teams out of their head glitch and make it so that they're not able to really play a spot. And when they're not able to play a spot, this gives us opportunities to play off. And as soon as the first person falls, you can see that we're able to just jump on top of them and keep them going down. It's a kind of a domino effect that happens. As soon as the first person goes down, as soon as the first little bit of damage goes out there, we are able to jump on top of it. And by the time the first person goes down, it is seconds before the entire team has been wiped. That is what you need to be looking for in order to stop third parties from happening. You need to have those fast, successive fights. But in this situation, we weren't fast enough, so there was another team coming to us. And right now we are able to kind of reset where we are able to get a little bit of stuff here, and you are seeing that we are taking our time. So it's not really a third party, but my Gibraltar does ping that people are coming. So I do want to start to take items that are going to help me in the fight, which is going to be that purple Spitfire, because the Spitfire is insanely broken right now. And not only that, the Rampart Spitfire is stupidly broken. Rampart's weapons are always good. If you ever have the option to pick up a Rampart weapon, you should definitely be doing that because they reload faster. They are just so much better in fights. Always, always, always take a Rampart weapon if you have the opportunity to take it. And even in some cases, you should be taking it over care package weapons. You can see I dropped the R99. because the R99 wasn't going to help me in a lot of different situations. I already have my close range weapon with the Mastiff. The Mastiff is great in the bubble fight support meta right now. And now I have my medium and long range weapon that is also good. So yeah, Spitfire, but we're going off topic here, so we're just going to go back. So as soon as this team comes to third party, I do exactly what that team was trying to do to us that we wiped. I take this head glitch here and I force this team to play on the wrong side of the building because, again, if other teams are being forced out of zone, if they're coming in late, they're going to run into this side of the building first, and they're going to run into the team that is pressuring us. That'll make it so that those two teams have to fight, and we have the advantage. So when the third party comes in, your first instinct should be, okay, how do I position myself in an advantageous spot? Think about where other teams could be coming from if there's going to be a fourth party. Think about head glitches, think about cover, think about things like that. Now, as soon as this team isn't showing themselves there, I do peek with my team over here, because if my team is shooting at somebody, then we can get a nice team fire going and potentially down somebody insanely quickly. Now, I do look for more grenades here, and I do just kind of click things. That's one thing I do want to kind of get into people's heads. Sometimes when you're in a death box, just click random things, because if your backpack's already full, it won't really matter. But if you have space for a few different things, it can help in fights to just have it in your backpack already. So sometimes just click random things. It's a nice habit to get into. But as you can see here, this Newcastle comes around the corner, and because I'm on this head glitch, he doesn't really have the opportunity to fight me, and now he's out of the fight. As soon as I crack somebody, they don't really have the option to fight anymore, because right now, like I said, shotguns are stupidly strong in the meta. So if anybody wants to fight you while you do have a shotgun when they don't have any armor, that is a very ballsy play. Right now that Newcastle's out of the fight, and I was able to turn my attention onto the lifeline and also down the lifeline. And look, I still have 14 bullets left. That is a lot of damage that I just threw out while still having a decent amount of ammo in my magazine that I can continue to fight with. But as soon as that knock goes down, that's when you have to be pressuring. Like I said at the beginning of the video, in order to stop third parties from happening, you have to end fights quickly. So when this third party comes in, once we get the crack and the knock, you have to keep your foot on the gas, especially now with the support meta, with Newcastle, Lifeline, Gibraltar being super strong and having the ability to reset fights really quickly. You cannot take your foot off the gas as soon as you have this option. So you can see my Gibraltar does a little bit of a weak bubble. I would have liked to have it a little bit further up here so that it does cover the door a little bit more, so we have the opportunity to kick the door. But it is still a decent bubble because it gives us the opportunity to push up without being pressured. And you can see he's going in that door, so I slide past to potentially have a team fire going on, because if they still sit in this room and they're focusing on my teammates, I have the option to come in and flank them from behind and just have multiple different angles going. But this is where the Newcastle does make a mistake here. You can see my lifeline doesn't have full shields. I got hit pretty hard by the Pathfinder's Mastiff, so I also don't have full shields. Right now, they should be looking to get a knock on one of us. They should be looking to fire with the Pathfinder and him and actually try and knock me here because I'm not full health. If they both hit decent Mastiff shots on me, I would have been dead. But in this situation, the Newcastle gets a little bit flustered and he does go for the lifeline res here, which allows me to just go and turn my attention to the Pathfinder because he just got stuck into a 1v3 situation. That Newcastle hung his teammate out to dry and basically left him in the fight for no reason. In those situations, again, that is a mistake that you have to take advantage of because that helps you end the fight faster. Now, even though this Newcastle is now down here and is going to get the res on the lifeline, it's still a 3v2 because the Pathfinder's knocked, and as you can see, he has purple shield, he doesn't have gold shield, or the gold knockdown, I should say. He has the gold knockdown, he doesn't have, or he has purple knockdown, he doesn't have the gold knockdown, so the lifeline isn't going to go up with any shield, and she's going to have to start the slower health regen instead. So we have a bunch of different options here with how we want to play it. We could potentially let them get the reset and just finish off the Pathfinder and look for a rotation, but it's not really what you should be doing in these situations. We just continue to pressure, we get the lifeline re-knock, the Newcastle slams down a shield, we're able to just kill him as well, and now we have this fight finished relatively quickly. Like, we didn't really have a ton of time between when they third-partied us and when we finished this fight. It was all pretty quick, and that's what stops the potential third parties coming in after that, or I should say fourth parties, fifth parties, stuff like that. So even if there was another team around us, we have the opportunity to now reset and get ready for that fight, which then just turns into a 3v3 instead of a third party, and that's a lot better situation. But as you can see, when you have these third parties coming in, you just look for your advantageous position, look for an opening, and leverage that. You have to wait for them to make a mistake, because in third parties, what they're trying to do is use the momentum of you fighting to continue to press you into bad spots. If you're up, if you're healthy, if you have opportunities, look for them to make a mistake first and play off of that. Look for them to overcommit to a peak. Look for them to be out of position. Look for them to use utility when they didn't have to use utility. And then as soon as you have that advantage on them, turn the tide of the fight, press your foot on the gas, run them over, don't let them reset, take advantage of those mistakes that they're doing, and continue to win those fights. But with all this being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, again, please hit the like and subscribe button and come check me out on Twitch. The link will be in the description. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming. I'll see you guys in the next one.